Hello everybody, it's Jenny here from So Busy Drawing. I hope you're all keeping well. First, before I start this video at the beginning, I'd like to just say thank you ever so much for everybody who's left lovely comments and some wonderful ideas for what I could do with my stitch pieces in a previous video that I've done, because I'd made lots of stitch pieces and I was looking for ideas about what I could do with them. Yeah, so for example, this is a yellow one now that I'm working on, which be a part of that. So yeah, just thank you, and thank you for taking the time to sit down and watch it, and leave your comment and likes and shares, and yeah, really appreciate it. So in front of me here is another little project, another one that I've been working on. Well, this one I started months ago. So this all started with a little stitch square that I made. This was actually the first one. So I made that and I thought, oh, I could turn it into like a little journal, like a little mini journal, but I decided not to. So I made some more. And this is how many I've made so far. So what I've decided with this piece, this is actually going to be a wall hanging. And as it happens, this bit of fabric, white spotty fabric underneath, you can see, is actually going to be the backing for this. To stitch these onto it. When I put them together, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. I'm either going to do a little overstitch on each of them, or I'll do it like that and then do it like that, so look, fold over. But oh, I don't know yet. I'll just see. I'll do all that when I come to it. So yeah, so today's video is just showing you how to do one of these little stitch squares. They're really easy. Really nice and simple to do. Basically what it is, it's using up the little piece of fabrics that you might not think to use or just get rid of, but you can actually use these. So for example, in this one, little patches, little bits of fabric which I've then stitched over with added embellishments, and another one here, a bit of couching, again, some off a necklace, beads, etc. So yeah, so you can either do these if you want to. You could either do this in the shade of one colour, you could do it 2-tone, you could do it 3-tone, whatever way you want to do it. I absolutely love lots of colour and texture, so hence this is why I've done it like this. And also I'm using up these little scraps. So this little piece measures about just over 3 by 3 inches. It's a little bit of batting. You can use felt. There's a bit of felt there because I think that bit of curtain line was a bit small. So there's felt, and you can use curtain lining as well. Whatever you've got to hand, as long as you can stitch through it, it's absolutely fine. What you could do as well, if you wanted to, is you could cover, for example, your base piece with a piece of fabric, or a bit of cotton or something, if you wanted to, and then start putting your little pieces on. I just tend to go straight in and start covering it. So I've got that piece here. Just a couple of things to add, actually, just to apologise. There's some work going on a couple of houses down from me, so you may hear some drilling. I also have asthma, so my voice might be a little bit croaky, so I do apologise, but I hope you can all hear me really, hope you can hear me clearly. So you've got your batting, felt, etc., whatever it is you're going to use. Roughly these, mine are doing 3 by 3. You could do these various sizes, it depends on what you want to make with them. So 3 by 3, and then start using up the little pieces of fabric that you might, like I say, might want to, that you might get rid of. Right, I'm just going to put it on a bit larger just to make sure you can see it. I'm going to move these back and just move myself and work up a little bit. So hopefully you can see that all right. So a little bit of yellow, put that there. I mean, it could be that you've also got a larger piece and you love it so much you just want a little piece of it. You just cut a little piece of it. Just to know, and I know I'm a note to myself really, but just to share, is that sometimes what I do, I get a bit carried away, and what I might do is say, put that there like that. Think, oh, that's great, that'll cover that. That'll fit lovely. But what happens, as you tend to stitch, it tends to get smaller. So make sure that the pieces underneath are truly and well covered, like so. I think for each of these, actually, I think I have about 5 small pieces of fabric if I've when I do these. So hold on, let me have a look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 5 I think. So I've got, which is good to work with. So this bit, you see, was in a bit creasing up, but it doesn't matter, we can use some of that. See if that'll fit. A bit of a chunk of that out. Look at this. And also, if you've got a bit of a fabric with a pattern on it or something, you could actually cut that round, cut it round it and put that on, which also look really good. It's quite a big piece, isn't it? Maybe that a bit smaller. So I'm going to put that there. Put that piece there. And then, so here's a small bit as well that I've got. I could put that there, to do, or like double layer it there. So look, yellow on there. I'm going to just cut a piece of this, actually, a bit of this. So for example, like that's just got a bit of an angle on it, so I'll just cut that bit off. I can use this and pop that on there. And then that bit goes on there. So that's it covered. So then what I do, needle and thread. I've just got a basic, this is just, it's called a darning needle. I use pale cotton, but you can use whatever you want. I love pale cottons. And then what I do, I just go around the edge with a running stitch, just to secure them. I mean, you can pin it if you want, but I'll just go straight in. If the pieces come off, don't worry, because you can just pick them up and put them back on. So just go around with a running stitch on the outside. So you've got to make sure that's underneath. I mean, it's like a little project, you know, you could sort of prep these little squares up and take with you if you were going travelling or on a journey, or, you know, sit in your garden by the TV. Put a little bag of fabrics, little scrap fabrics together, get some threads together, and off you go. I've got my finger at the back, so it's just guiding where I'm going, so I'm not going to go over the edge, like so. Just put it, you know, press it down. Right, where was that pink? That was there, was it? So it might move around as I go around. There we go. They don't have to be straight. It's just enjoying the whole process and enjoying the moment of sewing, which I find super duper relaxing. Don't realise how time flies. I mean, I've been known to go get straight up in the morning and start sewing really early, about 7. Especially if I'm working on a project that I'm really, I mean, I love it all anyway, but that I want to sort of get finished and completed. So yeah, so just make sure you just put a bit of pink on there again. So actually, let me just take that one out. So I want to put that pink on, don't I? Yeah. Pop that in there. Thread my needle again. Off I go. Yeah, so just use your thumb to hold them. Like I say, you could use pins. I just tend to go straight in with the needle and thread. We're having a heat wave here at the minute in the UK. But I've got my windows shut. It's the hay fever. But it's so beautiful outside. So lovely. So there we go. So those pieces now are all attached. Let's tie it off at the back. If you've got like any like longer bits, you can trim them off. Let's do that. So just trim them off. So that's your base done. And then I started a couple of pieces yesterday. I was trying to do this video yesterday, but my cough was just like, yeah, I just couldn't stop coughing. So I couldn't redo it yesterday. So anyway, so I started a couple of pieces yesterday. So you've got all that on there. Don't worry about that, so it's going to be stitched down. So you've got all your pieces on. A little bit of running stitch around the outside. I mean, if you wanted to, you could do blanket stitch or a different stitch around the outside. It's entirely up to you, but I just do running stitch just to secure them. So then on these, for example, and this one, what I do then is go in and then start embellishing. So, and then obviously doing the stitches. So on this one here, I've got loads of little French knots just filling in a little gap. I've cut some material out there. Again, a little bit of small piece of material, a little bit of felt, a bit of lace, and then just stitched over a little sequin. Various stitches on here. So I've got fly stitch, cross stitch, and then just a straight stitch. Little love heart with a love heart, which are lovely. On here, just some running stitch. And I've yet to put one in there. On this one, I've got lace, pink burlap, some sequin sort of netting material, a bit more lace there. So yeah, so I'll do a bit of stitching on that one now. And then I've got another one here where I've done some bullion knots, bit of burlap, again another circle, a little butterfly, love butterflies, bit of blanket stitch, and a bit of cross stitch on there as well. So yeah, so you can, you know, put whatever stitches you like on. I mean, you could just do them all in like just running stitch if you wanted to. I mean, that would be lovely. But for me, it's, you know, I like texture as well. So, you know, I like to go along and then, like when it's a wall hanging, well, I have no sort of problems people touching my work. So, you know, it's just that lovely texture as well. And all the detail in there as well. So that's your first one then. So batting, little bits of fabric, running stitch. Then you go on to add your little bits of embellishment and then your other stitches. Let's go back. So what I'm going to do then, so I'll stitch on this one and then you can just see. So if you wanted to, you could just put, you could stitch it down there and then you could just put something underneath if you wanted to. There's quite a lot of green there, so what I might do actually, I'll just trim that back a bit. There we go. Making sure I've still got enough bits underneath. So let's have a look. So what I'm going to put on here, I think, let me get my sequin box. Right, this is my sequin box. Buttons, everything in this box, which I've had for absolutely years. Look at this. I've got these little fairy pegs, which I'm going to use for my fairy book, but they're not. I've tried them, but a couple of them are broke, so see how that goes. Right, so let's have a look at this piece. As you can see, I just tend to lay stuff on stuff, so here it is. Right, let's get something. I've got a little mushroom we could put on there. It's cute. Just move this off here. Just looking through it, just see what I've got. Got a nice little red leaf, actually. That's quite cute. That brings a little pop of colour. Bit of a necklace. If you could stitch that on somewhere. Maybe put it in that corner. That's quite nice. And then some beads. See little silver ones. Not them ones. It's basically, it's, you know, just enjoying the process, and then just, you know, creating a little bit of stitch, a little stitch piece. You stitch some on first. Where's my needle gone now? And I've lost that leaf. What have I done with that now? That's gone. Oh, let me get that one. Okay, let me get that one. I need to go through that. I think it's off a necklace, I think. I think it is anyway. Let's put that there. Nice bit of red for that. So we're just securing that little piece on. Not in the back. We've got that on there now. Right, let me work on that bit there. I think I've got red there, it's a different colour. Got a bit of blue. Don't think I've got any of that lovely turquoisey colour. Actually, I just had purple out, didn't I? Put a bit of purple on. I should change my mind. Pink. Also, actually, just a thought, you could also use, if you've got, you know, little bits of longer threads as well, like I've used in previous projects, which are called orts. I've got a huge bag of them, and sometimes bits of thread left over in there are long enough to do maybe a few stitches, so that's another good way of using up those leftover threads. So let me see, what have I got? What should I put on here? Let's do what's it called? Fly stitch, I think. So I do apologise, I am trying to keep it under the camera, but I tend to work when I'm sewing. I tend to work on my work. I tend to sew right on top of it, if you know what I mean. So I tend to work really close to my chest. I'm trying to be aware that we need to put it on camera so you can see. There we go. So it's there. There we go. So you've got that down there. Knot. And then you just continue like that really. So you just keep adding your stitches, your little bit of embellishments. Let's have a look what we got. Oh, I know. Actually got a lovely green here. That's going to help. This is a bit thicker. This is a polo cotton again, but it's a bit thicker. So all I'm going to do on here is I'm going to do some French knots. I tend to make mine quite big, so I wrap the thread around quite a few times. 1, 2, 3. I'll try and do it a bit slowly for people who haven't done French knots before. So ring a needle up for the material. Needle on top of the thread and then wrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back, try and go down to the same hole, you come through and then pull it through. That's your French knot. Just do 1, 2, 3. So yeah, so that's basically how they're made and how I stitch mine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go off and finish this, and there's some of the ones that I've started that I need to work on as well. And then hopefully, if I get enough squares done, I think I'm going to need about, how many have I done? I don't know how many I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually lay them out and then you get an idea of what I'm doing. Excuse me, I should do a little drink of water then. So it's going to look like this, or something like this. There we go, so I don't know if you can see that, maybe a bit smaller. So yeah. So that's the little stitch square. If you've got any comments or questions that you'd like to ask me, please leave them in the box below, comments box below. And again, thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch and like, comment and share. Really appreciate it. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. And I'll be back with another one and I'll see you then. Okay, bye for now.